The air was thick and cold, smelling of pine and damp earth. It was a routine patrol near Fort Bragg, but what the local deputy found was anything but routine. Hidden beneath a shallow layer of leaves, the body of 24-year-old Clara Hayes lay lifeless. Her disappearance 3 days earlier had been dismissed as a runaway spouse, a common occurrence in the transient world of military life. But this gruesome discovery changed everything. The manner of death suggested rage, a personal, violent act, immediately signaling to investigators that this wasn't a random crime. The quiet military community was about to be ripped apart by a tragedy that started right at home. Sergeant Mark Hayes, Clara's husband, was the immediate prime suspect. He was a decorated soldier, outwardly charming, but his alibi was shaky and his grief seemed manufactured. Detectives noted the lack of genuine emotion, the calculated answers, and the quickness with which he suggested other possibilities. He claimed they had a perfect marriage, but neighbors whispered about loud arguments and late-night shouting matches. The pressure mounted, but Mark was smart. He knew the system, and without a weapon or physical evidence linking him directly to the remote crime scene, the investigators were forced to watch him walk free, maintaining his innocence with a chilling composure. The investigation hit its first snag when Mark pointed the finger at a local transient who had been seen loitering near the base. This provided a convenient red herring, distracting resources and wasting valuable time. Then, a few weeks later, a witness claimed to have seen Clara arguing with a stranger in a nearby town, suggesting she might have been involved in something illicit. The media seized on these narratives, painting Clara as perhaps less than innocent, muddying the waters and allowing Mark to fade temporarily into the background. The initial focus on the husband was diluted, and the case began to lose its immediate urgency. What the public didn't know was the dark history hidden behind the white picket fence of the Hayes military housing. Clara's journals, later recovered by her family, detailed years of escalating emotional and physical abuse. Entries spoke of Mark's explosive temper, his need for control, and veiled threats if she ever tried to leave. One entry, dated just weeks before her death, chillingly read, "He said if I ever try to run, he'll make sure no one ever finds me." These journals painted a clear motive, but motive alone wasn't enough to secure a conviction. The pattern of abuse, however, solidified the detectives' initial suspicion. Mark Hayes was a predator hiding in plain sight. Despite the mounting circumstantial evidence, the shaky alibi, the abuse history, the case stalled. The lack of forensic evidence at the crime scene, coupled with Mark's meticulous cleanup, meant the prosecutor couldn't move forward. Years turned into a decade. Clara Hayes became another cold case file, boxed up and relegated to the basement archive.